Hello traders and welcome to our weekly recap. So this is a special one. It's a weekly and a monthly recap. So before we get into it, let's go over something, disclaimer on the rules of how we're counting these trades. So these trades are based on the banana indicator, the banana signals. So we have a flow chart of rules and filters that we use. That's part of our course for the banana indicator. So every risk is the size of the candle that the signal is given on. You'll see what I mean. So we're always going for 5 times our risk. We're always going for 5R. We're always going for that 5-to-1 ratio. So usually the benchmark was we risk 1% for each trade. For each risk is 1%. So if it moves to plus 2R, and these examples, it'd be 2%. We move our stop to break even. 3%, when the market gets 3%, move the stop to 1R. We have some other optional things that you could do if you're trading this that a lot of our traders in the Discord do. They move, if you get to 1R, maybe take off half the risk. If you get to 4.5R, because it's so close to 5R, you don't want to give it all back. Don't want to give a full 2R back or almost 3R back, then go ahead and move your stop to 3R. But these are just optional. We're not going to be counting these in the results spreadsheet for this one. So now, real life, in practice in real life, I can take about half of these, just due to such things as, payout periods, being in another trade, life happens, in short, basically. Mental problems, FOMOs, things of that nature. So sometimes you might end up taking a losing signal and miss the winning one because you can't take 2 trades at the same time, because we only recommend that you only risk 1% at a time, anytime. So you might end up taking both if you split your risk between the 2 signals, like 0.5% risk on one trade and 0.5 on the other. But for this spreadsheet, we don't do that. We're just counting 1% risk. So these are, remember, disclaimer, these are hypothetical cherry-picked signals. So results may vary from trader to trader. We are a discretionary trader and discretionary traders, and so a trader's performance is usually the biggest factor when it comes to results. So we do not accept any responsibility, yada, yada, yada. This is not financial advice, yada, yada, yada. All right, so let's get to it then. So first market, Great British Pound. Just going over the week, starting on Monday, which is the 26th. No signals there, or, we wouldn't have taken any of those signals. They wouldn't have been triggered. Maybe this last one would have, but it was not on the correct side of the EMA, so we wouldn't take any of those. This one, it's just going sideways at this point. We wouldn't have taken that. We wouldn't have taken that. And it's too big. That's just not really nothing we would take. No impulse move. This one, the EMAs are not on the right side of the 50. We wouldn't have taken that one, even though that one would have worked out beautifully. This one, first trade of the day, of the week. This one is a tricky one. There's a big trend candle in the pullback, but it's not as big as the candle from the impulse move. So for me, I would still take it. And not this one. This I wouldn't have taken the signal here. But even if you wouldn't have tried to take it, you wouldn't have. The signal would not have been triggered. So that one wouldn't have been triggered. And then this is a nice size candle to take a trade on. Pull back almost the 10 EMA. Great impulse move. Let's see if we can get a continuation down at least to 2 or 3R to at least retest the bottom. Okay, we get in it, and it would have made it to 2R. Moved our stuff to break even, and then it would have hit us at break even the next day. So that happens. That would have been a break even. Next trade was just on Friday, and that would have been a rinse. That would have been a loss there. So it was a tough week for the banana indicator on the hourly this week. If you just follow the rules, filters, and take the signals, you will have winning months. And then now we move on to the euro. So 26, nothing there. 27, there was this one here. That would have been a break even up to 2R. We would have moved our stop to break even. This one here, we got all these pullbacks. These are nice size bars in the pullbacks. This is a big bar here, so I wouldn't have taken a trade on that one. But, mostly just a big wick. The bar, the candle itself is smaller, so that's a good sign that we would think it wants to continue. And then so we enter there, we hold it overnight. So again, if you're in England or Germany or anywhere in Europe, then you probably wouldn't have taken this trade. It would have been night maybe late evening, you maybe could have taken the trade, but probably not. Especially in Australia, it's the middle of the night or the very early morning. You would not have taken that trade. This is just afternoon for me here in the U.S. So I would have taken that one. Market would have hit 3R, and then my stop would have been hit at 1R. So that would have been a 1R for me here in the U.S. So this one right here, this one was one I was looking at, and I was saying, nah, this bar is too big. Plus, look at this. Look at this trend candle in the pullback. That breaks one of our banana rules. Skip that one. And then we had this one. This is a great size candle to take a trade on. Looks like it's coiling up before it wants to pop one way or the other. So we get in that one, but it would have been a rent. Even though it eventually did go, we'll have stuffed this out first. That happens all the time. So that's another rent. Again, tough. It seems like all I'm talking about is rents and negative 1Rs this week on the hourly. But that happens some weeks. Not often, but it does happen. So then we got the USD yen. Nothing on the 26th that we'd be interested in. Now this one's a nice one. Broke out of an area, pulled back, ended up being a rent. Pulled back a bit further, and then continued on to 5R, but it was still a good trade. It's still a good signal. I would have taken that one if I had been watching the 1 hour at that time, but it would have been a loss, and that's okay. So some people would have filtered that, though. Some of our traders would have filtered that because they don't like that's too big of a bar. That's a climactic move on the impulse move. We usually want to see 2 or 3 candles in our impulse move. But that's okay. So rents happen. It still fits all the rules. To me, that's not a climactic move. I would have taken it. So this one here, I would not have taken this one because there's a big trend candle in the pullback. This one would not fit. So this one right here is another one, but it would not fit our rules because there's a big trend candle in the pullback. So we would filter that one. And that's it for the yen. Just a negative 1R on the yen this week. Minus 1R. And then, so looking at the DAX, starting on the 26th. So nothing happening, starting from here on the 26th. Nothing happening there. This, we had an area in front, so we wouldn't have entered this one on the wrong side of the 50 EMA. And then our first one here, it broke out of the area. Good trade. I think this is a great trade. It broke out of an area. Impulse move, gave a seed, and then just didn't work out. Gave a rent. And then again, we had a big breakout. And this one, we'd still be waiting. We'd still be in it over the weekend. We'd be holding it, and we take the trade. You know, that's it. This is a very simple one. Impulse, pullback, enter the trade. Signal, enter the trade. And we'd be in it about 0.5% up. So that one's, the jury's still out on that one. I'll have to wait and see what happens on Monday for that. And then on the 26th, on the US 30 or the Dow, nothing happened. Again, this one here, we got this area here, so we wouldn't enter there. And the bar is a little too big also. This one broke out of an area, pulled back. Would have been a good one, but a rent, once again. Lots of rents this week. That happens. Some weeks in the banana are like this. And then nothing for a couple days. This one, like this one here, we had this area here, so we wouldn't have taken that one. These wouldn't have been triggered, or we wouldn't have taken it because of this area. We would have filtered those. And then here, this came here. Now that's a good one. We broke out of an area, we pulled back to the 10 EMA and bounced off, and then we got a signal. Take it. And this one, the jury would still be out on this one as well, but we're up 3.5R right now in an open position, and the stop loss is already moved to 2R. So worst case scenario, we get a 2R. Best case, it hits 5R. Worst case scenario, though, it hits 2R. So now, US 100 or the NASDAQ. So on the 26th, nothing really happened. These wouldn't have been triggered. These orders wouldn't have been triggered. And then we got, and plus there's, there's this area here. Even so, we wouldn't want to take that. And this signal bar was really too big, so this one wouldn't have been triggered. We'd have maybe try to enter again on this one, but once we saw the bar was too big, it's like, nah. I would say the bar is too big because it would be forever until we get the 5. Look how gigantic that thing is. That's a no. I mean, that's a filtered out. I wouldn't have taken that. Wouldn't have taken that. That's I mean, I see how you would take it because otherwise it's an impulse move, breaks an area, pull back. I see how you could get drawn into that, but the bar is too big. The bar is too big. This one, none of these would have been triggered. That's obviously way too big. Wouldn't have been triggered. Wouldn't have been triggered. This one obviously would have worked out beautifully, but there's a resistance area in front, so we wouldn't have taken it. We would have filtered that one. And this signal bar right here is too big. So that's it. Lots of rents this week. Would have been a losing week, but let's take a look at the month of June overall. 37R for the total. This week would have been negative 4R. But remember, we still got 2 trades that aren't finished yet. We got 2 trades that are still open. One of them's at 0.7R, which is the German DAX. So this one could lose. So let's just say worst case scenario, we got -1 more. And worst case scenario, +2 more. So worst case scenario, we are up 1 more R. We're up 1 more % for the week. That's the worst case scenario with these 2 open positions. So really, it's going to be at least 38, maybe, 10 more. Best case scenario, they both go to 5R. So worst case scenario, 38. Best case, 47 for the month of June. If you want to take a better look at this result spreadsheet for the month, all of our trades, you can click on any of these and see what the trades are that we chosen for the month. You can take a look at this yourself and judge and say, comment on it in our Discord and with the group and talk about it amongst the group and discuss, whether these trades make sense for you. You can be the judge yourself, but this method, it works. So right now, with all of our closed positions for the week, we would be down 4% for the week. When these open positions close, we'll be down 3% for the trades that we made during this week. Best case scenario, we get at least one 5R. We would be up 1% for the week once we close all our positions. So, but those are hypothetical. For right now, the closed positions, they're down 4% for the week. But for the month, you would be up 37%. This was the worst week of the month, was the last week. So up 37% for the month, and we've been tracking this over the past year and a half. So last year, 537. This year so far, about on track to match last year. 258 so far for 2023. And that's it. You see the power of the banana strategy, the banana indicator, these banana signals. So that's it, guys. Like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next week.